Hey, oh, look at that. Guess we got to put it on the right thing, huh? Boom. Hey, everybody. We are back on air. We are live for the first time in 2 weeks because our internet is back up and running. We want to say hello to everybody. Hope you guys had a good couple of weeks. Enjoyed our time off. I know we did. We got a lot done. And but we're glad to be back. We missed you guys. Want to see who's on chat?
Sure.
Terminator's in chat. Rose is in chat. Terminator says that she's still tearing down everything, but they can't kick him out of the cabin, but they'll find him if they don't leave. So she said, bring it on. I like that attitude. Jane's in the house. No quarter. No quarter. She just got home. She's very excited.
Who just got home?
No quarter heat.
He's
very excited.
Good. I just got home. I'm ready to go back.
Randy's home. Randy's in the house. Lynn's in the house. What's up, brother? Rose is in the house. Half bubble off plum, but best name on the internet. Guys, listen. It's been a event-filled 2 weeks. We woke up Tuesday morning after Labor Day, and the Starlink was dead, like completely dead. Long story short, we managed to get Starlink to give us new equipment, and I'm going to do a complete video on that because I've got some really complimentary things to say about how they did it this time. Mm-hmm. And I credit where credit's due. They're a big company. Do
you see something wrong with that picture?
What picture?
That one. Still, it's awful dark.
Oh, because the lights are off back there.
Okay.
Well, there's something wrong on the corner too. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah. You can fix the camera now.
But yeah, Starlink became a black hole. Absolutely. They upgraded all our equipment, and I got it plugged in. And I have not looked at the numbers. I got it up and running yesterday. I don't know if the download speed is faster. It seems like it is. I'm gonna let it go for a little bit, and I'm gonna check the stats and see how it's doing, and just let everybody know, because we went from a Gen 1 system to a Gen 3 system, and Terminator says she can see you. You feel validated now? Somebody can see you.
I mean, it's just those things. It was bugging me.
No, but so yeah, they got us up and running, and for the first time with their customer service, I am pleased. I was not happy. We had something happen a couple years ago, and I just, their customer service wasn't very good in my opinion. But they've gotten better.
Well, that was over a cord. And my whole thing was, I told them, I'm like, you need to call them and you need to tell them to replace it. They should replace it. When we bought it, they guaranteed that it was the best of the best. And then they came out with Gen 2 and Gen 3. And so apparently it's not the best of the best. They found flaws, and they should have replaced our equipment when they found the flaws. Mm-hmm. But it's fine. Now we've got the new equipment. And so.
Well, and here's something to think about, guys. You guys consider this. Talking to my manager today. His in-laws were complaining because whenever the grandkids were over there, their internet just slowed down and wasn't working.
I wonder why.
Because the kids were streaming games and streaming Netflix and everything, and so my boss asked him, hey, what are you using for hardware? Well, I don't know. It was the same hardware they got when they got the system 15 years ago, 20 years ago. They were still running off of DSL, so he told them, contact your service provider and see if they'll give you an upgrade. Now they had to get into a new contract, which is pretty standard, but they got all brand new gear. And he said it's state of the art. It's cable modem, and it's running great now. So that's something to remember, guys. If you're on a contract with a service provider, anytime you get a new contract, ask for new equipment. Get the latest and greatest equipment if possible. All right. Does that sound like good advice? Mm-hmm. So what went on in your life the last 2 weeks?
I feel like I've made 1 million loaves of bread bowls. Got filling.
Did they get to see the bread bowls last time?
I don't even remember.
Did you guys get to see the bread bowl? No, you weren't.
I'm cooking. Sure they did.
You weren't cooking bread bowls.
I've been cooking bread bowls for weeks.
But how many have you made so far?
I don't even know. I lost count at 100. And then now it's time to get started on tamales, because apparently I'm not allowed to show up to Tennessee without tamales. So I got to have tamales to sell. And so I started on that, got the meat and everything done yesterday. And then I'll probably get masa mix tonight and then just start rolling out whenever I can and steam them as I go. I'm not going to try to do them all like I usually do in 1 or 2, 3 days and then done. I'm getting older. I have no time for that.
Yeah.
Especially now that I'm working. You know,
It's a lot of work.
Work at JOB, it's a lot of work. And, you know, I got people I could probably say, hey, can you help me? 1, they don't know how to do it. 2, they think they know how to do it, but they don't know how to do it. And 3, they just don't do it the way that I do it. And so 4, I really don't want anybody to have my tamale recipe either. So there be that.
So if you're going to be at Self-Reliance Festival in Tennessee, is it still technically in Camden or is it someplace?
It's
okay,
Camden. It's at the marina.
It's still in Camden. It's at the marina. If you're going to be there, come by and get a bread bowl. What are you serving in these bread bowls?
I think I'm going to do like a cheese broccoli soup and a loaded baked potato soup.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Steve.
I think that's going to work.
Oh, yeah. The cheese and broccoli soup.
Oh, and chili.
Is the bomb. Chili. Yeah, the chili. I still think the soup's better in it.
They can make up their own mind.
Yeah. But so you can get that there. And if you're going to be at the Fall Festival in October, if you're local here in Northeast Kansas and you're going to show up, that's going to be on the menu too, right?
Say that again. To what?
The bread bowls are on the menu at the Fall Festival.
Yes, but not just my soup though. Everybody's making soup. It's a potluck, as a matter of fact. So if you have a soup you want to bring it with you.
They're saying that I said bread boils, not bread bowls.
Who's listening to it? Who's saying that?
Len and No Quarter.
So a hick and a hick. I mean,
well, Len.
But you're a hick too, so you all hear 3 different ways, and all you need to get your ears checked.
Probably. There you go. That's exactly the same way I feel. No Quarter.
What did he say?
He said it's the bomb diggity. Bomb snizzle my nizzle. Local preppers in the house.
Hey. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then a couple other things. I will not be cooking for Midwest.
Yeah.
And I probably won't even be out there all weekend, guys. I got a lot of stuff to get ready for.
Steve wants to know if you're cooking them and freezing them, how you're preparing them now and you're going to do it.
I'm cooking them and freezing them. And then so I fresh bake everything, and then I load them all and then make sure that they're tight, and then I freeze them. We have enough freezer capacity. We knew this was coming. So we have enough freezer space that's what we're doing. We're freezing them. And then we'll.
Speaking of freezer space, Miss Hacks and Mr. Hacks took
a whole bunch for
the fall festival. 78 of them this weekend and took them home and have them in their freezer.
No, those are not for the festival. So the ones I'm doing earlier, those are for fall festival. Yeah. And so,
but they've got a freezer full, and our freezer out there is almost full.
Mm-hmm.
The small one is full, and then the big one's getting full.
It's going to just get fuller because I got tamales I got to load next. So
she counted them. She took home 78 of them.
78. Okay.
And I counted 12.
Darren came in and said 78 too. I didn't think that was right, but okay. So 78, and then there's another.
When is the festival in Tennessee?
50 something I've got on hand. The next what?
The festival in Tennessee, Self-Reliance Festival in Tennessee, is the first weekend in October.
Yeah.
We're going to be out there setting up on Friday, mm-hmm. Saturday. She's cooking. I am running the vendor tent and doing a cheese
class. Yeah.
A cheese curd making demonstration during the day. So Nicole said she could get me about 6 gallons of fresh milk, and I have terrible luck transporting milk, guys. Seriously, if I stick milk, when I did my class last time, I lost 3 gallons of milk from broken jars, and I ended up having to go buy stuff from the store to do it. And you can make cheese from store-bought milk. It just doesn't do very well.
Well, and the class was from the beginning, from fresh through all the way through. And here's the deal, guys. So I failed. I did not teach him how to transport milk in glass 1 gallon jars. I didn't think I needed to, but here's how you transport milk in 1 gallon jars.
Tell me later.
8 cartons.
Egg cartons. You pour your milk into egg cartons.
No,
guys. That's how
you
do it.
open up the empty egg carton, smart aleck, and you wrap it and keep, because if the bottles clinging cause friction and they'll break.
Mrs. Hack says her silicone bowls came in.
Nice.
She can make the rest. She's up for it.
Good deal.
And no quarter is absolutely 100% correct. Do not use ultra pasteurized milk. And here's the reason why. If you're doing any baking or anything where you want any sort of slight fermentation with the milk, the ultra pasteurization kills all the bacteria, and it denatures the proteins in the milk, and it will not coagulate properly. So just stay away from it. It's I would say in a survival situation, you could drink it, but other than that, I would stay away from it. Gregory says the way the roads are, you can make butter once you get there. Yeah. Out here, that's about the truth. I was doing good. The first jar was my fault because the lid actually came off. It didn't break the jar, but the other 2 jars that broke, I was doing really good. But there's a place where you transition from a highway to a county road that's paved, that's got a little bump in it, and I'm pretty sure that's when I broke those 2. So I opened it up. I opened up the cooler, and there was milk all over the inside of it. I
lost 2 1-gallon jars. That was stinky.
Yeah, changes the structure of the protein. It denatures it. Absolutely. Oh, but yeah. So if you're out there, you get some. You'll have to stay till late in the day because it takes about 8 hours to get edible curds. I mean, you can eat them after you get done with the process, but they're much better if they've sat all day long and kind of fermented a little bit. Ultra anything means highly processed. Highly processed is closer to plastic than actual food.
Right.
Absolutely. But we're so used to it. I mean, growing up in the 80s, they didn't ultra pasteurize a lot of stuff, but we, just as a generation, Gen Xers ate a lot of processed food. If
you remember correctly, they were pushing the Hungry Man and all of that, all the TV dinners and everything coming out of a can because we were the latchkey kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember Lunchables being like a really big thing and all that.
They didn't have Lunchables. For us was a metal lunchbox with
for some reason I can remember like it wasn't until later.
I remember the kids having.
Is that what I'm thinking of? Is the kids having them?
Spam
and potatoes. We still eat spam.
Yeah, we still eat spam and potatoes. I don't know why people don't like it.
It was the spam. That was our go-to. Dad would make spam and potatoes, put some onions in it, fried. Although I still make that. That is comfort food to me there.
Let's be honest, guys. Let's be 100% honest about it. Spam and potatoes is poor people food. It is. Miss Access SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs, yeah, that was a big thing.
I think I did not get a lot of SpaghettiOs.
I'm not sure that we could afford SpaghettiOs.
I got the always save spaghetti circles.
We didn't have that, so Mom had the commissary to shop from, and that's what we got. We got what they had.
Speaking of government cheese, you love government cheese, don't you?
No, I do not. Never, ever, ever.
Well, and that's a sad statement. So when she was a kid, military people got paid so poorly that they had to go get government cheese.
Well, excuse me, sir. What ended up happening was the military during the Iranian missile crisis didn't get a paycheck. So when dads were out to sea and couldn't go get another second job and moms were working and trying to figure out what the heck to do with kids and get bills paid, then moms and their friends stood at the commissary in the government line to get the government cheese and government milk. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how the government treats your soldiers.
Oh, Lynn, and
their families.
Lynn, I'm going to say it. I'm going to not say this. I got a soft spot. I got a soft spot in my heart for that government peanut butter.
No.
You get that great big number 10 can and you open it up and you have to stir it to reconstitute all the oil back into it. That's some good stuff, man. We ate that.
You know what's so funny though? Like we talk about this stuff. I didn't even know when I was a kid. I had no clue we were broke.
Oh yeah.
I had no
Definitely.
clue. Like my parents did such a good job.
Well, and that was my thing because my parents were school teachers,
Hmm.
and I quite honestly did not realize that we were poor until I joined the Marine Corps,
Hmm.
and I got my first paycheck in the Marine Corps. Because
Hmm.
by the time I was 23 years old, I was making as much being in the military as what my parents made combined as school teachers in the state of Missouri. So yeah, it was something else. So they're breaking out the old comfort food, roast cinnamon butter on toast, or just plain bread. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My mom kept a salt shaker, big metal salt shaker with that in there, and you could just put it on your toast.
So now this sounds so disgusting, but there was something like I'm surprised that as a kid I didn't weigh 500 pounds. I'm so shocked. But there was this bread that mom would get. I swear it might have been Wonder Bread. I'm not sure. I don't even know. It was like before bread was designer
Mm-hmm.
and everybody could actually afford bread. And so it was so soft and light. I know this is disgusting. I used to crumble it into a ball so that it was kind of doughy and roll it in sugar and eat it.
That's not gross. It's just
I wouldn't do that now. I don't know what was upon me as a kid.
There's a donut that you used to make for the kids like that.
The donut holes, that's totally different.
No.
This was just baked
I'm
bread.
just saying.
So,
Gregory says spam, fried potatoes, and 2 eggs and toast.
yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody says that's breakfast, but no, you can have that anytime.
Anytime.
Well, and you know what, guys? There's a survival thing right there. There's a survival thing with spam. I know a lot of people don't like it, and
It goes a long way.
I don't understand why they don't like it. But one of the things, you get a lot of fat in it. I mean, just when you cook it, you get a lot of fat, and it's not the healthiest. It's too salty. It's got too many preservatives in it. Actually, the salt's the only preservative that I know of in original spam. I don't know what it is now. I've never.
God only knows, and I don't want to look. Don't look.
Yeah.
Don't ask. Don't tell.
But you get your fats, you get some protein, and like she said, it goes a long way. You throw it in with fried potatoes, and
of course, now it may be that it's still made the original way, which is why it's so expensive now. So spam, which I can't believe I'm going to say is a name brand, apparently it is now. So with spam, it is $5 a can now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you get. Well, maybe it's a little bit.
Is treat that expensive?
I don't think so.
Treats the poor people spam.
$3 a can, I think, for that.
You should be able to get them for 50 cents.
I remember, babe, when I would go grocery shopping at the commissary, they were 10 cents a piece for spam.
Probably at the Safeway where I grew up, they're probably the same thing.
So no quarter, the way that I control the saltiness is so bad too. Ketchup, lots of ketchup.
Yeah, the sugar and the ketchup evens it out.
Yeah, give me some spam, give me some potatoes.
So Randy says we need to make homemade spam.
We do.
There's a recipe out there. It's called a country loaf.
Yeah,
and it is.
Mrs. Hacks has it, and they've done it.
Yeah, it is essentially
the same
homemade spam, or what's the scrapple? Scrapple is another
never heard
spam. Scrapple is a
Midwest word.
It's a Pennsylvania thing. In fact, I'll bet Miss Hacks will chime in and say something about scrapple here, because
it's a Yankee thing.
It's a huge thing in Pennsylvania. Hey, Hacks.
Hi.
But you can make stuff like that very easily. My country loaf recipe is wrapped in bacon, so that just makes it that much better.
Everything's better with bacon.
But you're using beef and pork, and you're using organ meat in it, so you're using every part of the animal there. But you liked the country loaf when I made it. No, you didn't say you didn't like it.
I like spam.
But
spam is not country loaf.
But it's the same
spam
thing.
Is ham.
Well, then you can make your country loaf out of ham.
But I don't want the organs.
I hate to break it to you.
Don't tell me. I didn't ask. Don't tell. Don't ask. Don't tell.
Okay, guys, you're seeing a real life version of you don't want to know how the sausage is made.
Great.
You do not want to know how the sausage is made.
Don't want to
So
know.
yes, spam has
Blah
ham.
blah 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 blah.
Spam
blah
has ham in
blah
it.
blah blah blah.
Uh,
Are you done?
yep, I'm done. Let's see here. What's that? I gotta scroll up so I can see that.
That's like eating your hot dogs with chicken lips and buttholes.
Scrapple is an East PA thing. She's from Western PA. Okay.
Oh, so the Eastern Yankees are worse than the Western Yankees. So I'm understanding that.
No Corda says,
Peanut butter chocolate malt with bacon bits.
Yep.
Blech.
oh, bacon and chocolate is an awesome combination.
Of
It goes
course,
back.
I don't know. Rosie did some of that, but she put bourbon on hers.
Yeah, and salt, if I remember correctly.
I don't know about the salt. I don't know. Rosie, pipe in there.
Yeah, Rosie,
You're watching.
your chocolate bacon keto thing.
That wasn't keto. It had liquor in it.
Oh, look at that. Okay, guys, look.
She has what?
Hacks got the
Oh, the side by side's running.
Okay,
Nice.
guys, listen. Here's another.
We're officially grown up as soon as we can haul it to our own property.
Here is a survival thing when building a community. Seriously, this is important.
Have a mechanic.
Have a good mechanic.
When that tinkers with everything, small engines, large engines.
So Hacks over the last 3 weeks has gotten my 4-wheeler running, which has not run for a year and a half since Jonathan ran it and forgot to turn the key off.
2.5 years since Jonathan forgot to turn the key off.
But it hasn't run. No, the side by side has been 2.5 years.
I don't think Jonathan did the side by side. He was the 4-wheeler.
No, he did the 4-wheeler, but the side by side has been down for 2.5 years.
Jonathan hasn't stayed with us for a year and a half.
And the side by side or the 4-wheeler, these are important tools, but fixing them was beyond my ability, and I didn't want to pay exorbitant prices. I had a guy for the side by side quote me over $1,000 to fix it.
Ouch.
And I know knowing how much
that
guy that lived down in Harrisonville, that I don't remember who, I think Rick recommended him, but he did high performance side by sides, like the $30,000 razors and stuff. But so Hacks fixed these things, and his hourly rate, we decided we weren't going to barter, and it wasn't do this for me as a favor or anything. This was, I told him I'm going to pay you for the job and pay you hourly, and the hourly price that he quoted me was better than any other mechanic in the area. He got the stuff fixed really quick. I think from the time they hauled it off to tonight,
well, I do
2.5 weeks, 3 weeks maybe.
Hacks, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that it is the same price as other mechanics in the area.
It's not.
At $50 an hour.
No, there are mechanics that
charge more than that.
Charge way more than that.
So, but we buy the parts, and so he can usually find us pretty good deals on parts and that kind of thing.
So have a mechanic in your community. Have somebody that's reputable too, because we've got. There are mechanics in our community that I will not use. Let me just leave it at that. Okay.
Well, so you see what Can Squatch Polaris is expensive to work on. Well, part of the problem is Polaris. You can't have big hands and work on a Polaris. You got to have expensive snap-on tools in order to work on those.
Are you saying that Hacks has little tiny girly hands?
No, he's got the right tools.
Oh.
Have you seen his tools?
Yes, I have seen his tools.
He has to store tools over here. I've seen his tools. A lot of tools.
Randy says they just rebuilt a Polaris 700 4x4 4-wheeler. Oh, I bet that was yeah. What he says, pricey, absolutely.
Yeah. So then I feel really good about Hacks doing it for us.
Oh no, he did the
because that's ours. Ours is a Polaris. I don't remember what is it.
The 4-wheeler is a Kawasaki Bayou. The side-by-side is a Polaris Ranger 800 XP.
Right. Which is a 4-wheel drive. It's got 4-wheel drive in it. I know it does because I've used it.
It's all-wheel. It's not 4-wheel.
No, it's 4-wheel drive. Babe, I promise you.
But, it blows my mind, though, guys. The whole having a side-by-side is great because I was telling Hacks this weekend,
We would have saved a lot of time moving firewood.
Having it to move firewood is probably it's easier to use than the skid loader when it comes to doing firewood.
And I like it because if I need to water, pick anything up, I think I diddled more around the property when I had the side-by-side.
Right.
And the four-wheeler.
Well, and now that we live someplace where the hoses won't reach all the gardens and stuff,
I need it.
I'm gonna set up
me a sprayer.
A sprayer, and we'll do all that stuff. We'll get
Yay! And I have a wand, so I can be driving.
Hacks says tools make the man.
Yeah, they do. Hey, Hacks, while you have the side-by-side, will you put a cup holder in there for me? Beer can size.
There is one. There's one in there already.
Where in the front?
It's on the dashboard.
Oh, that's right. Okay, never mind.
Are you saying you're going to be driving the side-by-side tank?
I'm like, no. I just grab a beer and go water everything.
Side-by-sides can be a pain to fix. There's something to fix on a Polaris 900 XP. But great to have. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's always something.
I like it. And I picked it up at farm auction for like next to nothing. We had talked and I'm like, we need to get this. And he's like, well, if you can get it for the right price, what I end up paying for that?
Says there's two of them on there, so you can double fist it.
Woo! Even better. So what is it? So what I end up paying for that? And did I get that? Was it $4,500 or $5,000?
I think we paid $4,500 for it.
So I think I got it for $4,500, and then one showed up at auction a year later, worse condition, more hours than ours. And it went for 12. Same thing happened with the skid steer.
Yeah.
I think I was able to get the skid steer for 8.
9. We paid 9.
Was it 9?
We paid 9.
For 9. And it had low hours. And then another one came up at the same auction later. Not even a year later. It was the next one, right? Mm-hmm. The fall auction. And then when that one came up, holy smoke. Almost twice what I paid for it.
And the skid loader's still down. I just got the manual. I got the proper manual. I ended up buying 2 manuals because I ordered one and it was the wrong model, so I had to order another one. They cost me $35 to get both manuals. So I've got, if I ever get a 6200 Gill, that I've got a manual for that too. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I've got to get the starter fixed on it. I got to figure out how to fix the starter. But and I got to get that running before it snows.
That's got to be running before it snows. I have to be able to get out and get to work. So, my grandmother.
Yes, that's the other news.
But so my grandmother passed away. She would have been 99 years old on the 24th of this month.
Passed away Thursday night.
And she is just lived a good life. And so I was very close with her. So it's hard, but I know she lived a good life and she's very happy now. And she's with my favorite grandpa and Uncle Claude and all of that. And so I know she's in a good space right now. But I feel very blessed. And where I was going with this, I didn't mean to get teary-eyed. I am extremely lucky with the job that I have and the job family that I have. So they are actually, like if I wanted to take my bereavement right now, I could, but there's no need to do it. They totally understand what's going on. And like my cousin's daughter is getting married this weekend. And timing could not have been worse, but couldn't have been better, if that makes sense. Because now she can be at Anna's wedding and now she can be at all of these events that she would want to go, but couldn't. And so I think it's also a blessing in the same way. But it's really nice. Like they're letting me save my bereavement, and they're gonna pay me while I go out to California for Grandma's memorial and all of that. And it doesn't matter. So, Dad, if you're watching, it doesn't matter if it's in the end of October or November. My boss said she will make it happen, and not a problem. So I just sent an email to both of my managers, and they were like, "Yes, okay." So now they have it. They've got accounting of it, and they're going to make that happen. So I feel extremely blessed by everything that has come my way in order to get it done.
So the first time I met Angela's grandmother, Grandma Ruth, Angela said she likes Johnny Walker. And this was
Not just any Johnny Walker.
This was 35 years ago, 34 years ago.
It was before we got married.
Yeah,
It was
right before
90. Was not 99.
92.
Was it? No.
It was yeah, because it was the year before.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So
when
anyway,
Ian was
23
born.
years ago, 33 years ago,
89, 90 somewhere.
So we stopped and got a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label and took it, and her and I sat there and drank half that bottle. And then her grandfather was bedridden. Her grandfather had a massive stroke, and her grandmother took care of him for 10 years.
Yeah.
Took care of him night and day for 10 years.
Yeah.
And her grandfather was Navy. And
oh, he was so mad.
He took me in there. He had the on the hospital beds, they got the chain with the little triangle.
So he couldn't talk. He was paralyzed on half of his body, and so he couldn't talk. He couldn't do anything.
She walked in there and introduced me, and she goes, and he's a Marine, and he reached up there and grabbed that triangle and just started shaking it and rattling it. And
so I told Gary, like, we got to leave the room,
well,
get out, because I was gonna, try to relax Grandpa. And
well, I remember your grandmother standing there and going, Claude, you stop it.
Yeah. And so then they go back to the kitchen. I try to calm Grandpa down. I finally get him calmed down. And I guess he must have thought about it for a minute as he heard everything that was going on in the kitchen. And so he started turning the TV on as high as he could to get our attention, to make me go back. He was not having it. But I don't think he'd be prouder of you.
Well,
You've been a very good husband.
So to be fair on your grandfather's part, they lived in Yucca Valley, which is right outside of 29 Palms.
They were in Joshua Tree originally, is where the cabin was built.
But they were right outside
against 29 Palms.
29 Palms. So he dealt with young Marines on a regular basis. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, if I had to deal with young Marines on a regular basis and my granddaughter was marrying one, I would probably not be very happy either.
So all of the granddaughters were actually told to stay away from the Marines in 29 Palms. We were to look the other way, and we were better than that. And that was not. But in fairness, I didn't meet him when he was at 29 Palms.
No,
I met him at North Island.
Yeah, I wasn't a young PFC straight out of boot camp.
And you also weren't in uniform when I met you either.
I was just.
We were introduced and thrown together. I think they were like, there's one poor sap and there's another sap. Let's throw them together. They'll be a good mix.
Getting back to her grandmother, talking to her dad, her grandmother was very upset this year, because at 98 years old, she had to stop driving. They told her she couldn't drive anymore.
3 months ago.
And she was very upset.
She was upset. She was mad.
Yeah, she was driving.
So grandma was driving herself. What is that you're doing? And stop that. That's gross. And so she was driving herself and going to Bridge. And that's what she lived for, was Bridge. 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
So yeah. When she couldn't drive, that was the decline. That's when it started.
Well, we were talking, it wasn't about your grandmother. We were talking about military guys that retire. And this is a really sad fact. A lot of military guys that spend 20, 25 years in the military, they get out of the military and within 3 years they're dead. And the problem is that they spent so much time in the military that they don't know how to do anything else.
Right.
And they don't have a reason to go on. And I've seen it happen multiple times. Their health just declines and they go down. And, so when you see guys that retired and are still active, I met a guy today that retired in 2012 and he's been in law enforcement since then. And he's in charge of the American Legion post on the.
Well, there's a guy that was extremely dear and near. And, you know who he is. He retired and went downhill very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he also, was taking care of my godmother and all of that, but the combination of the two was not great.
Yeah. Well, and then the commander of the VFW there in Pleasant Hill.
Right.
So
we had another neighbor. He was actually a neighbor and commander of the VFW, and he got so distraught that he got into some bad habits, and then
he became one of the 22.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. And took himself out.
So the moral of the story, the point I'm trying to make though, guys, is as you get older, keep doing something. Keep something to stay young. I use gardening. Gardening makes me feel young. That weekend when I woke up and was
we lived in the Monument. So when Dad was out to sea, he bought Mom a house and us a house before he went for sea duty. And so we stayed up there.
He's talking about the YouTube album.
No, he said it's Stellar. Who's been there?
Yeah, he said.
And the YouTube album.
Okay.
Is that not what that says?
It says Joshua Tree is stellar. One of the only good YouTube albums. He was talking about
two.
One of the only good YouTube albums. Two also.
Correct. Like, what are you missing?
Okay, you read into it.
Never mind. Well, I don't know. You're making it sound like it was just anyway. Never mind then. So if you haven't been to Joshua Tree, you should. It's
an interesting place. It's very interesting.
It's beautiful. It's
hotter than hell in the summertime.
It's hot, but you can go into it's that Hidden Valley, and Hidden Valley has an oasis back there. I think that's the trail that has the oasis. I think so.
Randy says his garden is his Zen area. You can zone out and not worry about anything. Yeah. They used to make fun of me. The kids and her used to make fun of me at the old place because I spent.
We never made fun of you.
I spent 5 or 6 years getting the soil proper and everything. And I used to go out there and I just grab a clump of it and sniff it just because it smelled so good. Don't worry, you can always borrow my glasses. Yeah, I do. I definitely do get my eyes checked. But I'm still seeing fuzzy trees. That's all I hear. All I hear is tinnitus, and I see fuzzy trees.
Right. I still don't understand. The VA won't take that, and they say nope. Anyway,
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
So yeah. Anyway,
he's talking about the place and he's been.
See, I told you because he used 2 as in TOO.
100 points for Yoda.
So anyway,
so she's been right once today.
Whatever. I'm right quite a bit actually. Just other people give me more credit than you do. And other people know grammar more than you do.
No Quarter says his Apocatrek is his Zen. I would love to have a place where I could work on a hobby truck or a project truck, I should say, not a hobby truck.
You have a ton of acreage here, but that is not on the list right now. No,
you can't put it. You
There's
can't
stuff in the house that needs to be done.
I'm not sticking a project truck out in the field. I gotta get that outbuilding cleared.
You're not sticking it in there either until this house is done.
Heck says, how's the fire? I've got over a cord of wood down on the ground. I've got 3/4 in the crib. I got to split some. I got to go pull some out of the pasture and out of by the chicken coops. We're set for the first freeze. Let's just put it that way.
And then I'm ready to start burning now. I have been freezing to death, but I just bundle up and then turn the oven on and cook. But oh
yeah, she's been cooking in here. It's been 50 degrees outside. She's cooking and I'm sweating because it's so hot in here.
I don't know how you can be sweating. It's craziness. And so anyway, but you're like a thermos anyway.
So we are still going to host a work day, invite people to come help.
We just don't know when yet.
Yeah, we're not quite sure when yet. I got enough to get me past the
I think they're needing a day 2 is why they're asking. If I remember correctly.
Well, they've been doing it all week long. I told them I'd come up and help.
I told them they were going to call a work day.
So they just need to give me the word.
Okay.
And I'll get up there. Cutting wood's my others. Like they're talking about their Zen moments. I can go out and I can cut wood for I always try to do 4 tank of fuel.
I just think with the winter that we're coming up against with this winter, I don't think you're going to be able to. Not with your heart.
Yeah, guys,
there's no way.
Go listen to when was it? Saturday that Ryan Hall y'all did it. If you guys listen to Ryan Hall y'all, go back to either Friday or Saturday, I think it was. He did his prediction on the winter here, and I've seen some other channels that kind of telling the same story. If you live from Kansas over into Ohio and from Iowa down into northern Arkansas, we are going to be in
world of hurt.
Well, we're in an area where the warm systems coming out of the Gulf and the cold systems coming out of Canada are going to be fighting really hard this year, and they're talking a lot of snow.
No,
they're talking a lot of snow.
Get down, flea bag. Get down.
Call her a flea bag.
She is a flea bag.
That was something else. We gave the dogs, or I gave the dogs flea baths, and it worked, kinda.
It worked for a few hours.
Well, they're still not scratching as bad.
Well,
as
I think they need baths, and we need to bomb the house. The
Well,
combination has to happen simultaneously.
Well, and it just so happens that the police department on the reservation
said, "Man, you guys' dogs are full of fleas."
Is doing flea baths. Well, winter's rolling around, so all the res dogs are going to be coming inside.
Mm.
Hey, can you talk about what we did? Keep talking about what we did, so I can go put the chickens away.
I guess. What else did we do?
Well, we got a lot of stuff done on Sunday because we had help. Do you have any meetings?
You just talked about the firewood. No meetings. Haven't had any meetings, but we can talk about what's coming up next.
Here,
so go ahead.
You tell them, guys, I will be right back. I gotta go put chickens away. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah. So I don't know. So we got that stuff done, like he mentioned. So he's been working on the firewood. We had the bees come over and help some more. The apples on the trees, I thought. So we had the first tree that was done and ready, the Martha Washington. Like they start bombarding me with stuff as soon as you leave. They're like, they're ready for politics. And so anyway, and so he where was I? I forgot where I was at. Doggone it. Anyway, so yeah, though the beast came over, so there was a lot of stuff that got done. He's gonna come over this week again and then clear out some of the Johnson grass so we can get wood stacked and then get that done. And then I don't know. So just that kind of stuff. I had some crops between the dryness, the weather that we weren't expecting, didn't expect the temperatures to go down so much. I didn't get everything covered, so I've lost some things. G hasn't been a great help with that either. So he oversprayed my deck, if you guys remember us talking about that. So like all of my baked potato squash is like non-existent. So we have that going. Yeah. So we haven't had temperatures in the triple digits. So which is interesting, but it's been I think anyway, it's been a fairly cool summer. I haven't been just absolutely downright miserable like years past. Which tells me in patterns that I'm starting to see. I see the turkeys are hatching, including the wild turkeys, are hatching more and voluntarily. So mamas don't have to be sitting on them for very long. I've noticed other birds taking in other birds' eggs. Sometimes normal, never seen it out in the wild. Now I'm starting to see that out in the wild. I'm seeing does having babies now. They're not quite yearlings. It seems like those were born either late and then just now getting to the point where they can come around and do their thing. So very, very interesting. I was telling G, I was like, did something change in the weather that we're all of a sudden in rutting season? And he's like, why, what's going on? Well, I was driving down our road and we have one area that the turkeys are always gathered and the deer are always gathered. Well, there was a young buck out there. Couldn't have been too young, but man, I mean, he had a rack on him, but he was small, so you could tell he was young. And he had a young doe. I thought they were just roughhousing and playing around until I drive by and realized what he was doing. And he jumps off of her, and she looks at me like she's in shock. She doesn't know what to do, and she's just standing there. I didn't know what to do for her, and I wasn't going to get out of the car and see if she needed help either. So I just kept driving, but I asked you, like, don't you find it interesting? Hey, what do you do when you take one out? You gotta put one in.
I just did.
Okay. And then so trying to teach G how to refill things. And so takes things out and then they don't go back in. And so anyway, so I thought that was very interesting. So there's just some stuff happening in nature that I haven't seen for a while. So I'm expecting a lot of snow. A lot of wet and a lot of snow. Yeah, see, Gregory even been cool most of the summer here. It was 43 degrees the other morning. Yeah, and that's about how we've been running here. And so it's just very odd for this time of year. August and September are usually our hottest months, and it just hasn't been true. So very interesting. So I don't know. Hey, at Mississippi Homestead. So yeah, I don't know. So Mississippi Homestead says they're humid. So I mean, we still have some humidity, but it's not intolerable, and nothing's drying out. So, like I said, even Mrs. Pax was telling me they had come across a turkey nest. Mama hadn't been laying on them, hadn't been doing anything, and all of a sudden they go over and some have hatched. So, humidity's out. It's doing what needs to be done. I do what? Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. This late we never get turkey nests, and so Garen just went out, and we've got a turkey laying on 15 plus eggs out there. That never happens this late in the year. So it's just been very surprising. It's like they know something we don't know. So it's like maybe we're gonna just give birth, be plentiful, hatch everything, and then that way when some of us die because it's too cold, it won't be a big deal. I don't know.
You said they've had frost advisory. Of course, you're quite a bit further north.
Yeah, I could see that for Canada.
What growing zone is that, Lucy? What growing zone is that? We're in 6B here.
Well, North Carolina 6B, so she's got to be 5, somewhere in there.
Well, and there's it's time to start getting the flock ready for winter. We were talking. I'm
scared that nobody's gonna have enough wool for what's coming.
I'm gonna try this year. I'm gonna run an extension cord out to the coop and to the feed shed. I'm gonna make it a little baby area where the babies can crawl in and get warm with one of the producer pride things.
Yeah, because that's what we're talking about and focusing on right now. We just got to figure out how to keep everybody warm because we see what's coming.
Yeah.
So, and I think that we'll get a little bit of a break. Isn't there like, who was talking about? I think Mrs. Haxman had been talking about an Indian summer in November.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Which is also weird because usually those aren't in November. They're in October. So
she's in 4B.
4B.
No quarters. Grow zone is hellfire.
Right.
I don't know where that is. I have never seen that one on the USDA.
Arizona, New Mexico, list. Texas. Hellfire. I could see that. Of course, I don't know. I was watching what was that? Drop the ball or ball challenge or whatever it is. Quiz balls, ball quiz. Anyway, these giant balls push people in the pool, and I thought they were pretty stupid. They had choices. Only 2 questions were correct. 3 questions were correct, and they asked what were the highest temperature states, the states that have the highest temperature in the United States, and they picked New Mexico over California. Why would you do that?
Because they have no idea where Death Valley is.
I guess so. That was just stupid. New Mexico is cold. Yeah.
Arizona is definitely, no matter where you are in Arizona, it's a challenge.
It was Arizona. No, excuse me. It was was it Alabama? No. Yeah, it was. It was Alabama, Florida, and California are the hottest.
No, I'm drinking a shandy. I'm having a shandy right now. I'm not a big fan of meat. Too sweet.
Yeah.
I'm growing Danny corn. It's 12 feet tall, and I have over 30 cobs and 60 stacks. Awesome.
Nice.
I just harvested a 5-gallon bucket full of pears tonight.
And we got way more out there.
Yeah, and that's.
Why don't you, if you get a chance and you have the animals out there, why don't you pick a few buckets for Lou? She loves pears, and they don't have any pear trees.
Well, I'll get some Thursday.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because you're going. We got grandbaby duty this week.
So there's a couple things happening on the channel. Number one, normally I do the city survival videos or lives the day after our homestead updates. Gonna have to push it off till Thursday because I'm going down to see the grandchildren. It's grandparents' day at little boy's school, so I'm going down there to do the grandparent thing, and then quite honestly, I don't feel like driving back afterwards, so I'm just going to spend the night and come back and go to work at noon.
And then we're going to tag team it.
And then she gets to go down and do
And
baby girl.
I get baby girl on Friday, and then I'm lucky because hers is earlier. So we have a book fair right after. We're going to go to the book fair and get some books because now she's too old to get books from we were doing the Dolly Parton thing for
Why
them.
don't you show them that?
Yeah.
Hey guys, listen, if you've got
grandkids,
if you've got grandkids, tell them about the program.
So was it Dolly Parton's Library, I think is what it's called. And I think it's dollypartonslibrary.org or something like that. You can look it up. It might say so on here. Let me look. And you can sign the kiddos up if the program runs in your area. The reason why we did it is because it runs in our area. It does not in their area. And so you could sign the kids up and they get free books that'll help them, get excited about reading and all that. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. And so you just look that up and see if you guys are eligible for that. But they've got books that they send the kids. And so like we have several. This is how long, so that you get one a month. I kid you not. You get one a month. And these are all Atticuses. And so these will go to Addie. Garen will take them down. Baby girl, I can already see her face. So you're going to have to remind her that her day is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll get her books on Friday. And then
but they're free.
From birth to 5 years old, they're free. And then so of course, baby girl, she's kindergarten now. So once you turn 5, you're out. And so now we flip the bill for her books. And boy, is she a reader. Holy smoke, is she a reader.
Yep.
So her and I are going to do the book fair. And then after we're done, I'm checking her out of school. And we're going to go do some strolling, maybe get some ice cream, do a little shopping. So nothing out of the extraordinary, but
yeah, we've had a lot of fog here too, Gregory. It's been past week or so. It's been really foggy in the morning. It was weird on Saturday because I went and got new tires down in the big city, and driving out you couldn't see but 30, 50 feet out in front of you. And as soon as I got about 10 miles south of here, clear as a bell. And then driving back at 9:30 in the morning, drove right back into the fog. It was still here. It didn't cook off until about 10:30.
Well, I just welcome. As you see, I have already broken out the sweaters and all of that. And so I need to get a blanket. In fact, baby girl and I'll probably do that Friday. I need to get a blanket to take to work because they're freezing me out. I think they're just damn determined to put me in a refrigerator in there. And so I got to get a blanket for that. Everybody's got blankets. It's so cold. And you can only drink coffee for so long before you're bouncing off the walls. And then I tried to eat popcorn today to get warm because I couldn't have any more coffee. So I tried popcorn, and then I was choking the entire time because I had kernels stuck in my throat. So apparently I'm of the age that popcorn's not a good idea anymore. Yeah. And so I guess I'll have to stop that and find something else. But I don't want to do hot cocoa. That's a lot of sugar. So I don't know.
We'll get you some non-sugared.
They have the sugar-free.
Yeah.
I've seen that, the Nestea or whatever it is. Swiss Miss, that's it. That makes it. But have you ever tasted that?
No.
Yeah, gross.
I like the Jesus hot chocolate. The Mormon, the Deseret is the name of the company that does.
That's the peanut butter.
No, they're the ones that do the hot chocolate.
Oh, they do the hot chocolate too.
Deseret's the name of the company that does a lot of the Mormon food for the bishop's pantries. And I'm not gonna lie, they've got some of the best hot chocolate in the world. It's really good, and I can't get it anymore.
Well, all of ours is stored away. We're not taking that out. That'll be a treat for when something happens.
I remember the Praxis series. I don't remember watching them, but I remember seeing them at Blockbuster.
The who what?
The Praxis Alien Invasion series.
Oh, I don't know. That's probably something stupid that the kids would like too.
There you go. Hax has got it.
What?
Make yourself some hot toddies and take them into work.
No, then I have everybody taking them from me. So, but yeah,
they would probably frown on you getting tanked up at work.
I would probably end up getting fired, to be honest with you. But I don't. Can you get tanked up off a hot toddy? No, because usually I'm sick, and you get one or two sips, I'd be asleep.
If you make them properly, yes, you can.
Oh, But anyway, pork rinds and simmer. I figure what I probably need to do is just eat more. I need more iron. I need to eat more meat. So I need you to butcher some meat.
We feed the animals corn, and it keeps them all.
Did you not just hear what I said about the popcorn?
No, we'll get you some corn and we'll soak it, make it all soft. Hominy.
This is not happening. Not happening. I guess I could make some chili or something, and then take that. Just do more soups. Oh, I'm getting so old.
But you don't like the spicy the all the spices in the chili is what keeps you warm. I mean,
I just need like warmth. I just need warmth, and like my socks are not adequate. My shoes are not adequate. Like this girl needs a new pair of shoes, a couple of them, and I'm thinking like boots or something. Because I just freezing to death. This is going to be horrible acclimating to the cold weather. My body's not ready.
Len, I don't remember if Jesse Ventura was in that one or not. But yes, it was. They were not the best movie. They were peak 1980s though.
Oh, were those the B-rated movies?
Yes, they were peak 1980s sci-fi. that
Grandpa used to say, "This is B-rated. We don't need to be watching this crap."
Oh, Anti says Jesse Ventura was not in that.
Yeah, so I don't know. So that's what's gonna. So it'll be nice. And then I haven't decided really if I'm gonna stay the night Friday night or not. It'll depend on like what kind of mood Atticus is in after you being there. Because I really would like to relax and sleep in Saturday morning. And if I'm not home, I know that's not gonna happen because Oma will be expected to get up and make breakfast and play with the kids and do all that.
God forbid you do grandma's
and Atticus is going to be all grumpy and he's going to be crying and screaming in the ear.
No, he's not. And he's going to be well behaved.
Oh, yeah, right. I'll determine that Friday night.
Well, him and I are having a talk.
And then so like that happens and I'm just like, and then he gets clingy to Amanda because rotation or schedule changes and that kind of thing. And you being there is going to throw up. It's really better when we can go together and then just do it. But there's no way with everything being set up. One set of grandparents is in Ohio. They're not going to make it. Another grandparent, well, there's just things. And so G and I will split our time and we'll do it. We were hoping to go together on Friday, but it's okay. Well, Addie boy needs us there. So
What school district puts grandparents' days on different days?
So they're two different schools.
Are they?
Your granddaughter is in kindergarten now, and Atticus is still in preschool.
But it's still the same.
No,
I guess the preschool is not part of the school district.
Correct. So nice try though.
We're gonna have fun though. We'll have fun.
And quite frankly, Grandparents' Day wasn't the same day anyway. When the kids went, what would happen is I could pick one day out of the two, the kids' schedule, and because they were at the same place, we would just pull one kid out and come to do the arts and crafts and the treats and all of that. Gotcha. And then I would just take them and then do. I got to
do arts and crafts.
That there's a if you're with Atticus, there's arts and crafts. So take a pair of glasses with you.
Yeah, Gregory says him and Susie don't do well on long trips anymore.
No. And so it's just going to be a matter of how I feel. Will I be able to drive back Friday night? But I just don't know about. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The emotionalness that I've gone through in the last.
Oh.
So Graham's been sick for 2 weeks, and so the emotional aspect of it for the last 2 weeks and everything building up. I'm just exhausted. And okay. I love my grandkids. I just need a break.
Anti's talking about a Praxis Prep series on YouTube. So I'm gonna have to check that out. During the 80s, there was a sci-fi franchise called Praxis, and Len was right. They were not very good movies, but they were awesome. They were awesome for a Friday night with pizza and friends. Len says,
"Oh yeah, a couple bites will make you sweat."
Yep.
I don't do that well with that. Grumpy needs to contact NASA to her.
No, it's not that bad. It is not that bad. People making fun of me. People making fun of me. Well, have we covered all the?
I think so.
all the
I
good
know
stuff?
it's been 2 weeks, guys, but man, we're probably the most boring people on earth. So, I mean, there's a lot going on, but you really won't get to see it. There's a lot of prep behind everything that we do. And so right now we're just in prep mode before we can really.
So I got contacted today by a water filter company
Uh-oh.
that said that they would send us a product, either a pitcher or an under the counter.
Who is it?
I can't remember the name off the top of my head. They're pretty well established.
American, Sweden?
No, it's American. It's American.
Okay.
Everything's made in Florida.
All right.
But they wanted to. If you guys didn't know this, it is National Preparedness Month, and they wanted to start doing collabs with people, and so they reached out to us and wanted to know if we would work with them.
Yeah.
They said they liked our channel.
Cool.
Which is pretty standard operating procedure for these people that
they do watch your videos to decide if they want to work
that
with
want
you
to
or
do
not.
this.
Mm-hmm.
But I looked them up and I was like, sure, we'll get them. So we need to decide what we want and
yeah, definitely look at it and then see if they have any personal ones, and I can take a few to work. So at work at my job, it's National Preparedness Month, and so we've been going through all of that. And in fact, to a point,
why don't you take your Sawyer?
Yeah, I should go either take that one or go ahead and take my portable. So probably the Sawyer for my get home back.
Our Brita to
I've got two of them, and so but
oh, did you hear that? I got two of them.
I'll probably take the livestock. Probably stop it. I'll take my livestock glass and then put that in my bug out bag. So G and I have discussed I need a bug out bag for my office in case I get stuck in the building, something happens, and I need one in my vehicle. So just in case I can get out with my vehicle and then get all that done. EMP shield is now installed back in my new vehicle. So we got all of that done. And a few of us have discussed, there's been a lot of discussions because of the high security. I was really concerned as to if I could even get out. And I've been reassured that I can. And
so I was right.
You're right. And so I am going to
say that again. I didn't quite hear you.
I was reassured that I can.
And what'd you say after that?
Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
They heard you. It's on video. It's on YouTube. It's out there forever.
And so, well, I didn't know. You said just ask.
Yeah.
And so I did.
Well, and guys, there was some legitimate concerns she had about the gate. Her parking garage is a secure parking garage, and you have to swipe your badge to get the gate to go up.
And I have to swipe my badge to get in and out of the elevator. I have to swipe the badge to get in and out of a door. It's high security.
So if the electricity goes off, she was concerned that everything's
can I get out? Great.
Well,
who wants to be stuck on the 7th floor?
So we had to assure that whenever the electricity goes out, mag locks will be working. But Anti's 100% right.
What's that?
He said every month is National Preparedness Month.
Yeah, it is for us, but hey, at least they're doing something like that for America. Then maybe it'll wake a few other people up and go, hey, you better be willing to deal with this. And I think, a water purifier, guys, a water filter is paramount to have in your arsenal. And so you need to be able to filter pond water, rainwater, all kinds of stuff. Not everybody has the luxury of having acreage and being able to just kind of capture everything and keep it in, right?
Well, and I'm not gonna lie. I have done some real assessment of where we are.
Mm-hmm.
We got some major holes, guys, and I guarantee you that if you go out and look at your
you do too.
Look at your setup. You've probably got some major holes too. And Trump bought us some time, but the eventuality is going to come at any time.
Well, and the reality of it is, if we can't go anywhere and something happens as far as the livestock, it's going to be a whip, someone on foot, probably going to take both of us. And if not more, see if we can get volunteers. And we're literally going to have to walk them down to an entrance where they can get in the creek and at the river to be able to drink from it so they can get their water. And that's going to have to be a routine every day.
Well,
every day. Or we pump it out of the river.
No. That's not a big issue.
You got that one figured out?
Yeah, I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So if you're going to start on politics, hang on. Angela is talking about your latest series. What? Urban preparedness. No.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess, yeah. I guess so, yeah. So even though I live here and I'm good here, the fact is, folks, I work downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And right now there's construction on every bridge, including the highway, all of your major veins in and out. And there are a few of us at work, we've been talking, and there are concerns.
We forgot to say hi to Sherry when she came in.
Oh, hi, Sherry.
We forgot to say hi, so.
And so, yeah, so there are concerns. And so we're trying to get all that figured out.
I think somebody needs to go out and go potty.
Well, I'll let her out potty. I think she more wants in my lap. Are you okay? Yep, she wants in my lap.
Oh, my God.
Oh, ow.
And now Freya's crawling in my lap because you let
So I didn't let nothing. I was lied to. I was deceived. You know, there's regulations. There are federal regulations about what you just did to me. I could sue you. So they can't see either.
What are you going to get? Well, I put it down.
Fleas, apparently. Is this all you wanted? Look at her tail's tucked and it's just wagging down at the bottom.
Yeah. Freya's all upset because I won't let her up in my lap.
Yeah. So, like, this has got to stop. So, are you going on to politics?
Yeah. Well, there's some stuff we need to cover.
So, it's, oh, there we go. So, it is 9:06. I'm going to go get stuff washed up. Hopefully, if I make too much noise, let me know. Hopefully I won't. And then I'm gonna start getting the masa mix ready so I can start rolling tamales. All right, guys. Thank you. And I'll be listening. So read comments. You need glasses. I think these are skeins.
No, those are yours. Those are part of the ones you got from.
I think those are skeins. I don't know if
leave
those
them,
will
leave
work
in case
for you.
I need them.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
They're leopard print, guys. So you guys.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do leopard print. I do pink and purple.
Okay. So I threw the Jace thing up there. It being National Preparedness Month, Jace has some really good offers going on. Let me see if I can pull. Let me pull the information up. No. Boom. They just sent me an email today. They want content creators and affiliates to discuss National Preparedness Month with everybody. So they've got there they are. Well, if I can pull it up, my goodness, I'm having a hard time here, guys. Anyway, they have specials on their Jace cases and so professional here, huh? Right, guys? So professional. Let's see here. Current sales. Here's the sales that they've got going on at Jace right now. They've got $25 off the first Jace case, plus $50 off on the second Jace case or Jace Kids case. Oh, good night, Lucy. They've also got $15 off orders over $99.95. Use the Jace Aid Mini and the regular Jace cases, and then they've got $50 off orders over $300 for Jace Pantry and Jace Aid. If you don't know what Jace Pantry is, it's something new that they've got going on, and it is supplements. The Jace Aid is supplements, long-term hydration and nutrition that they've got going on. Some of the products that they've got, the one that I use is their Jace Daily, which is their 1-year supply of prescription medications. But they've got the Jace cases, which have 5 antibiotics or 5 over-the-counter meds. They've got the Jace Aid, which is first aid, trauma, and wound care kits. And then, like I said, the pantry is the long-term hydration and nutrition thing. You know, the hydration aspect of it. That's an important aspect of your health, because it's one of the things this summer. A lot of people that were here working on stuff this summer suffered from not being hydrated properly. I know I came in here and Angela, what are the hydration packs that you got called?
It's real salt. It's got the Redmond salt.
What's the
and it Relight Hydration.
Relight Hydration. Get the you can get that, but you know you got to stay hydrated. You got to have those electrolytes. It's what plants want to make sure that you're staying healthy. You know, so just you can use that QR code, or you can go down in the description and use the link to get a little bit off or get these deals and help the channel out a little bit. We would appreciate it. Most important thing about it is you're helping yourself and you're helping us in the process. You know, that's what we want. All right, now throw one. Oh, yeah, Brando. Absolutely. Brando, it's got what plants want. I don't think Jace sells Brando, though. The question, is it a set of antibiotics or can they be chosen? You can choose what you want. The way the antibiotic, the Jace case is set up is if you're going to a certain area and you need special antibiotics, like you're traveling overseas, you can customize it. And I know a lot of people that actually use it and are quite happy with them. And like I said, I've been happy with the Jace Daily. Having that year supply. In fact, I just ran out. I had to get new prescriptions in order to get my Jace Daily, so I'm just waiting to. Yep, it's been a year. But I'm waiting to order my next set of Jace Daily. Having that 365-day source of medications is awesome. There's a lot of it gives you a sense of security. Gregor says he drinks the Relight, good stuff. She got the unflavored ones that I've been using. I've still got a great big bag of it, but I mix it with lemonade. Swear to God, it tastes just like Gatorade. You know, and that's all Gatorade was in the beginning is lemonade with electrolytes in it. But so okay, let's talk a little politics. Well, not we're not going to call it politics. We're going to call it current events because it's a little bit more than politics. So the first thing I want to talk about is this case that came to light this weekend from was it South Carolina, North Carolina, the young Ukrainian lady that was stabbed in the neck by the 14-time offender. You know, that case right there highlights what's wrong in our society right now. The media, this happened on August 22nd. The media did not want to report on it because it did not fit the narrative. So that's a case of us not hating the media enough, the mainstream media. The mayor finally, after it came to light, was forced to make a statement about it. The mayor of the town. She did not even mention the young lady's name, Ilania. I can't remember her last name. Ukrainian refugee, got here for the war. She's 20-some years old. And if you missed it, she got on the bus or the train, and some guy was sitting behind her, and he whipped out a pocket knife and stabbed her in the neck, and she bled out and died. Couldn't even mention her name. The mayor could not even mention her name, and she made the victim she made the perpetrator part of the victim class. And it happens anytime in one of these big blue cities. Anytime something happens that doesn't fit the narrative, they immediately turn around and make sure that the people that perpetrated the crime are the victims, and the true victims get zero accounting. You know, and it's it's indicative of how they think, how the left thinks. You know, I find it amazing that they defend lawlessness and they protect criminals over the safety of their own citizens. Look at what the Mayor Johnson and Pritzker are doing in Illinois. You know, they whether you like Trump or not, and whether you've got concerns over his use of the National Guard in Washington, D.C., it was effective. And, you know, the average people, the people that aren't radicalized in Washington, D.C., are thankful that somebody did something. You know, and I said it last time we got together. When we were in D.C., National Guard was there, so it's nothing new. You know, they federalized it, and I'm pretty sure that if the president sends troops to Chicago like he did to D.C., they're going to be federalized too, because that's the only way he can pull them from one state to the other. And we know that Pritzker's not going to do anything. We know that he's not going to do anything to protect the citizens of his state, because it doesn't fit their policy, and it's not what they want to do. If they fix the crime problem, then who are they going to be able to blame for the problems in the city? You know, as long as they've got a crime problem, they can blame the whites, they could blame Trump, they can blame a whole slew of other of people other than themselves for what's going on in these cities. So, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Some of the rhetoric that's come from the left regarding Chicago, I'm just going to say it. It's insurrectionist. And if they incite violence against any National Guard troops or federal people, they should be charged with insurrection, period. Yeah, absolutely. DC is a federal city, not a state or a city. But the only way the president can he had to federalize him to get him into DC, because they brought troops from outside of DC in, and the same thing happens. They can't send troops from one state into another unless they're federalized. And I might be wrong on this one. I might be a little bit off, but if two governors get together and they decide that they want to do that, it can happen that way too. They don't have to be federalized. It's just a matter of who's in charge of them and how they get paid. Yeah, Benny Johnson. There's been a lot of stories about the judge. That I heard from somebody that was reporting on it, that the judge is an investor in some rehab facility or something like that, and she's making money off of sending people there. You know, and it's corruption. You know, and I'm not going to say that there aren't corrupt people on the right side of politics, if you will. I'm not going to. They're corrupted. They're in politics. Chances are they're corrupt at some level. But it seems to be a lot more prevalent and a lot more blatant coming from a certain political persuasion. It's just a simple fact, you know. So, you know, and National Preparedness Month. If you guys are living in a city, if you're living in a city, these are the things that you need to be aware of, and you need to be on the watch out for. Because that young lady was sitting there minding her own business. She was in condition white. She had no idea that there was danger, and the guy just attacked her out of nowhere. And they're going to do it. And it was a racial attack. I don't care what the media says. The guy got up. They've got a video of him as he's walking off the train saying that he got that white beep. You know, so I don't care if he's got mental problems or not. You know, here's the thing. If you're a farmer, Gregory, you can answer this. If anybody else grew up on a farm, you tell me if this is wrong. If you let old equipment that doesn't work or is broken sit around your property, eventually it breaks down and it contaminates the soil, it contaminates the land. Is that a correct assessment of something like that? Just yes or no. And the reason why I bring it up is because we let these people continue in our society, and they contaminate the culture, right? There's no reason. 14 arrests. There's no reason that man should not have been in jail. Sherry Leach, correct. Gregory, yes, correct. And it's a simple concept. It's a simple concept. If you let these people continue in our society, society is going to be corrupt. And we see what 60 years of judicial activism and left-leaning policies that favor the criminal over the victim. We see the fruits of that, and we're reaping what has been sown. All right. Let's see here. So pivot anti-ass from. Do you have that? The drug cartels have ordered their people or the streets to all out attack American soil. No, I have not heard that. It would not surprise me. That would be, from the cartel standpoint, that would be a huge mistake. Because two reasons why. Number one, most Americans are apathetic. Most Americans don't have a clue as to what's going on. In fact, there's about a 30% of the population thinks that what America is doing is wrong. They are, again, protecting the criminals. So if they were to attack American soil, that would turn American sentiment against them, and it would give Trump a reason du jour to go after them wholeheartedly. Right now he's following international law. The boat that they took out coming out of Venezuela, I guarantee you that it was not targeted by accident. They knew exactly what was on that boat, and they knew where they came from, and they probably had a pretty good idea where they were going. The amount of intelligence that they're able to gather. The cartels have a lot of money and a lot of sway down in Central America. Simple fact is they don't have the resources that the American government has. And the only reason why they're still operating is because the American government and the American people don't have the stomach to take care of business, right? And so take that away, get the American people involved and paying attention and unleash the power of the American government, and the cartels don't stand a chance. Yes, they're heavily armed, and if you're a student of history, during the Mexican Revolution, there were raids across the border by Pancho Villa and his crew, where they went in. In fact, Lincoln, New Mexico, was a huge one. So it's bound to happen. But what's going to happen? What do you think the American population is going to say when in Brownsville, Texas, or Houston, Texas, or shoot, they're in every single major city. So name a major city, any place. What do you think is going to happen whenever headless corpses are hung from overpasses in some major American city? What do you think that's going to do? There's no way the media could hide that, and there's no way that they can frame the narrative to say that the cartels are being picked on or they're the victims. There's absolutely no way they can do that. So, and the cartel's not stupid. They're multi-million dollar, actually $billion corporations for a reason, because they're not stupid, and I guarantee you that the cartels right now are saying, hey, we need to lay low. Now there's going to be some crazies that go off the reservation and do something, but that's going to be the outlier in this. This, my opinion, my personal opinion. If you want to talk about attacks on American cities, I'm more worried about attacks by Islamic radicals than I am the cartel. And there's been, since the 90s, since the 90s, there's been Islamic plots. If you know anything about the Bojinka plot, which was the first bombing of the Twin Towers in 91, 92, was it? Whenever the first bombing of the Twin Towers happened. I guess it was later than that because Clinton was president. But that was part of the Bojinka plot, and the part of that plot was to fly airplanes into buildings in American cities. And so the bin Laden plot for 9/11 was just an offshoot of that. So they've been thinking about that for a long time. And, they've done, Tuck says 98. Was it that late? All right. You know what? I guess you're right. It was. I guess you're right. It was that late. They have a desire to do it. They think that we're weak, and we are. Our culture is weak right now. And they're going to do it. And there's been a lot of talk recently in the prepper circles about mass attacks in the United States. Again, this is nothing new. The question is not when it's going to happen, or not if it's going to happen, but when it's going to happen. All right. And so again, no matter where you live, you need to be thinking about this. The Breslin School incident in Russia. If you guys don't remember that, that's when the Chechen rebels went in, took over a school. They ended up killing about 300 children and adults in this school. It turned out into a complete massacre. That was a small town in rural Russia, and they went in on opening day of school and took over the school and ended up killing all these people. And don't be surprised if attacks like that don't happen in rural America. Because that will get under people's skin quicker than in a big city. Trust me. Of course, again, I know if it happened around here that there would not be. How do I put this? How do I put this without getting in trouble? People would start profiling, and they would start profiling very hard and very extrajudiciously. Let's just put it that way. Rand Paul, how could you kill them without a trial? Someone replied, the Japanese Zero pilots had no trials either. Yeah, I like Rand Paul, but he lives in a fairy tale land. He lives in a land where we should change the way things are immediately, regardless of the repercussions. And you can't do that. If it were up to me, seriously, as far as the cartels go and on the open seas, I would start issuing letters of marque. I would start giving private contractors letters of marque to go out and act as privateers against these drug things. And I would feed them intelligence, and I would let folks like Blackwater and what did Blackwater morph into? But these military contractors, I would let them go do it.
I said just keep blowing them up.
Well, and exactly.
Don't eat the mahi-mahi. Just keep blowing them up. Ignore the glow-in-the-dark shrimp.
But it's just people are going to hold Trump accountable for this. But the simple fact is, this is a situation that the left and the actually the uniparty created. Now, with that said, what's going on with Venezuela right now in regards to the drug thing, I don't think that has anything to do with drugs. I think that has everything to do with oil and China's association, or Venezuela's associated with China. I think that's what that's about. And time will tell. I hope I'm wrong. But the simple fact is that the United States government has a habit of finding brown people. Hey, local prepper. Glad you're still here. But the United States government has a habit of finding brown people with oil and going after them for dubious reasons, shall we say?
Look at how well that's worked out for us.
I'm not gonna say, you know, I applauded going into Iraq. I've said this publicly. I applauded us going into Iraq because I honestly felt this is my longest life. No, we've been on longer. We did a 2-hour one time.
Oh yeah.
But I coming out of the Gulf War, I felt we left a lot of things unfinished. I remember being in the CIC, running the surface radar for the gun mounts on the USS Ranger, and listening to the F-14 pilots requesting permission to shoot down Iraqi helicopters that were attacking the marsh Arabs. You know, the unarmed civilians. They were circumventing the ceasefire by using transport helicopters that were armed. They were using Mi-8s, as a matter of fact, is what they were. And the F-14 pilots were almost in tears because they wanted to shoot them down because they knew exactly what they were doing. They could see them on the radar, actually killing people. You know, that's something you don't hear about in the history books. You know, that's one of the things. That right there is whenever I lost faith in President Bush, the elder, President Bush the elder. I should have probably kept being skeptical of the Bush clan, but the alternative in 2000 was something that I couldn't handle. But anyway, you know, that's when I lost faith in his presidency, because he got up there and knew it was happening, and let it happen without any consequences to the Iraqi government and Saddam Hussein. So again, getting back to my original point, I was all for it, you know, and it wasn't until the nation building and the contracts, you start seeing the contracts that came out and who was benefiting from the contracts in the rebuilding of Iraq, that I started really questioning it. You know, so I raised my hand. I'm guilty. You know, I was one of those people that thought the Patriot Act was going to be a good thing, and I was completely mistaken about that. You know, and even at that, it still took me another 12 years to lose complete faith in the U.S. government. You know, seriously. So I was in it. I was indoctrinated. I was raised in it, and it took me a long time to figure everything out. But now that the scales are off my eyes, a different animal. I wish I knew 30 years ago what I know now. You know, because now I'm too fat and old to do anything about it. All I can do is sit here online and in person and tell people about becoming independent on your food, doing the things that we need to do to insulate ourselves, become food independent, become modernly self-sufficient, be able to get the skills to take care of as many problems as you can with the tools and materials that you have on hand. All right. Build yourself a community, guys. This is probably the most important thing out of anything that we talk about. Build your communities. Go out and meet people. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The hardest part of building a community is that first conversation with somebody. You guys need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to get out there and start talking with people and meeting people. You know, if you're trying to push it, then it may not work out the way you hope it works out. If you just kind of let it go organically, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort, but it's worth it. Yeah, Hacks, you're absolutely 100% correct. Some things are very hard to unlearn. Well, okay, Gregory. So again, the Patriot Act morphed into something beyond what it was sold as. No, you need to rephrase that. They lied to us about what it was. It didn't morph into anything. It's exactly what it was passed as, but they lied to us about what it was and what the intent was. And, you know, and it goes today, you know, I still think Trump is a net positive for the country, but this whole thing with the the tech giants, the Bill Gates and Zuckerberg and all those people, and the partnering with Palantir, that's a huge red flag. That right there could turn out very bad for the American people. Yeah, the Patriot Act made me the drinking the shandy drinking YouTuber I am today. No, actually that was the shot mandate for the federal government. That's what made me the way I am today. Everything else was just leading up to that. But the shot mandate and that
until we were forced.
Do what?
We didn't lose it until we were forced.
Yeah. Well, so Angela just said we didn't lose until we were forced. Okay. We need to clarify that. The only thing that we were forced to do is make a decision. All right. And that's anybody that says they were forced to take the shot. No, you weren't. You had choices. A lot of the choices, probably all the choices you had were very shitty choices. And you made the one that you felt was best for you and your family. I cannot fault you for that. But you need to be honest about it. Is you weren't the only thing that was forced on you was making a decision. You know, own the decision that you made. And I know a lot of people that have owned it. And they'll flat out say, you know, it was a mistake. And that's fine. And there's a lot of people that still stand by it. And I don't have a problem with that. You know, it was a personal choice. And quite frankly, if I was 25 years old and I had 2 kids and they said, you're going to lose your job if you don't take this shot, I probably, back then when I was that old, I probably would have taken the shot. You know, I would not have liked it. I would have been very upset about it, but I probably would have taken the shot. You know, circumstances were that I had some options and we had some options and we exercised them. Did they turn out perfectly? No. And again, there's something else to think about. Liberty and freedom is not guaranteed. And since it's not guaranteed, it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that you'll have it. All right. Somebody's going to try to deny you your rights and your liberty. It's also guaranteed that it's not going to be safe. It's not going to be something that's non-scary. You know, it's hard and it will change you. Did you feed her?
Yeah, they've been fed. What am I making right now?
Oh, Angela's making the tamales so they can smell the beef juice and the meat. And Fancy's over here. She wants some of it. Trump is more of one of them than one of us. Still better than the cackle. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, qualification. Trump is a businessman. He's not a politician. Even in his second term, he's more of a businessman. He thinks like a businessman. And if you view all his decisions in that light, they make absolutely 100% perfect sense for him, right? We may not like it, but it makes perfect sense. And he views America as a corporation, and he is trying to do what he feels is best for the corporation of America. Sherry says, my choice was to say no. I wasn't forced because no one could force me to do anything. My kid lost her job for saying no. Oh yeah. Yeah, we know people that lost that. You know, there were 9,000 American soldiers and airmen and Marines that were kicked out of the military because they refused it. We met one of them, and he told his story.
Yeah, he's marked as a terrorist right now.
Yeah, he's still persona non grata on Fort Sill because he's a danger. You know, so yeah, people made the decision. Hey, Sam. What's up, brother? Best way to not worry about getting fired during COVID was not to have a job. Would you shut up? Good Lord, that dog. She's just wagging. Her tail's wagging. She sounds like she's in pain. She's not. She's just being spoiled. Lynn says, hit that like button. Yes, thank you very much. Hit that like button. Here's something I did on YouTube today. I turned off showing how many likes the video got. These videos get. I am doing an experiment. Somebody told me something about the way the algorithm works, so I'm testing it out. So if you hit the like button and you don't see the numbers, there's a reason for it. If it doesn't prove to pan out like they said it will, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on so that everybody can see whether the video is liked or not. Well, guys, listen, I think, I forgot to share this with you. The Environmental Protection Agency rule that would have destroyed small meat processors was withdrawn by the Trump administration September 3rd, 2025. This is another major win for landowners and local food industry, and a blow to large meat processing facilities that would have gained a competitive edge. The proposed rule, entitled Clean Water Act Effluent Limitation Guidelines and Standards for Meat and Poultry Products Point Source Category. Oh my God, that's a long name. Clean Water Act Effluent Limitations Guidelines and Standards for Meat and Poultry Product Point Source Category was originally published in the Federal Register on January 23rd, 2024. A Biden rule. The rule was opposed by the ASL, the Kansas Natural Resource Coalition, and Dr. Robert Malone, as well as other national organizations. Guys, this is a huge win. This is a huge win for our food independence, because that act was going to shut down a huge number of of local meat processors. So you would have been stuck if you wanted to get animal done. You would have had to probably travel further and pay more and not have as much access. Let's see here. Oh, here's another one. The Department of the Interior. Secretary Doug Bergman signed order number 3442 on September 4th, 2025, reinstituting a key protection for landowners' private property targeted for purchase under the Land and Water Conservation Fund. During President Trump's first term, the secretary issued an executive order requiring written consent from both governor and local county government before funds from the Land and Water Conservation Fund could be used. Again, huge win for local landowners. The federal government cannot unilaterally do this now. They have to sell it to the state and local governments. So again, this is a reason why you get involved in local politics. I guarantee you, if this issue came up right now, our county commissioner and the people that make that decision would be terrified at the repercussions. Just having the conversation would terrify them, because we would be all over it like white on rice. Yeah, the Packers have too much control. Absolutely. The unions and the people that control big ag have way too much control in our food production and what people put in their bodies. You know, it's just like the attacks that are going on against Senator Kennedy. They're not Secretary Kennedy. You know, and let's be honest, JFK or RFK Jr. can be kind of flaky sometimes. Let's be 100% honest about it. What he's doing in trying to make America healthier is applaudable. We need to be supporting him on this. We may not agree with him 100%, but the overall aspect of it happening would be better for everybody in general. And big ag and big pharma are having their minions on the Hill and in media attack him mercilessly. I don't know if you guys saw the congressional thing that he did the other day or last week. That it was a lib fest. Let's just put it that way. You know, they don't care. They don't care about the average person. In fact, here's a little preview. Here's a little preview of a short that I made. You know, you can tell them by their fruits. But this is in the Bible. You can tell them by their fruits. So anytime a school shooting happens, the liberals do not want to secure the schools. They do not want to increase security on the schools. All they want to do is take Second Amendment rights away from law-abiding citizens. You'll know them by their fruits. They don't want schools to be secure and safe. They want people to not own guns. Anytime anybody starts talking about the damage that untested vaccines have done and are doing, what happens to them? They get attacked. They don't care about your health. They care about the people that are paying their paycheck. Same thing with the food. You know, anytime we start talking about taking artificial dyes out of food or getting healthier, making people that are on government assistance eat healthy, they don't want people to eat healthy. They want the control the food gives them. Yeah, Gregory says all they did the other day was attacking. Yeah, Kennedy is a bit off, but arguing with him is no good. Is not a good way to look smart. Absolutely. Well, let's be honest. When was the last time that any Democrat did anything that was meant to look smart? I mean, they propel the dumbest of the batch to the top of the party, and the media highlights the craziness that the stupidest in the group says. You know, they're not about merit; they're about control and money. But, all right, guys, that's enough. I was able to throw some white pills in there. Unfortunately, I ended with a black pill. Let's see if we can turn this around. How do we? What kind of white pill can we serve up? Go out. Here's what I want you to. Here's some homework for next week. Go out and talk to one person that you've never met before. Go out and just start talking to them. And you may know them in passing. Let's make it easier. You may know them in passing. But go out and talk to them. Don't talk politics. Don't talk preparedness. Talk about the weather. Talk about something innocuous. And just fill them out and see if they're kind of like-minded. Chances are you might meet somebody that is actually like-minded. It's the start of a community, guys.
And then talk about politics, see if you want to make them around.
Yeah, and then you can figure out a way to ease into politics. Don't talk politics. Talk prepping. Don't talk politics or religion. Okay. Talk preparedness. It is National Preparedness Month, so there's your excuse. Sherry does not want a people. She says that's peopling. Ooh. Well, Sherry, you're gonna have to do it at some point. It's better that you do it now, whenever your life doesn't depend on it, than whenever you're in a bad situation and your life depends on it. Okay, guys, listen. If you want to help the channel, get down into the affiliate links. Don't forget, Jace has got the money off their Jace case, money off on order. You get $50 off on $399 order, $15 off on a $99 order. Get out there if you're on medications. I completely endorse their Jace Daily. All right. When you go to bed tonight. No, let's rephrase this so we can get Angela's catchphrase in there. When you wake up tomorrow, set the goal of being some percentage better at the end of the day than when you were when you woke up. Just figure out what that number is. She likes saying 10%, or is it 1%?
10.
Okay, she's on 10% now.
I'm only on one because you kept saying one, but nobody was good enough to meet 10%.
Oh, so it's my fault.
Yes.
It's my. I don't have faith in you guys. I don't think you guys can be 10% better tomorrow when you go to bed than you were when you woke up. That's what Angela just said. So that's what it is. So just try to do something so you're better off when you go to bed. You know, you put your head on the pillow, you wake up the next day, and you'll be able to go live a lifetime free and know that things are trending in the right direction. All right, guys, take care.
Do you ever think about living in a world where we don't have access to modern medicine anymore?
Infections just aren't going to heal themselves. They're just not going to magically get fixed.
These medications will become life-saving for you and the people you care about. And it's all done online through the Jace Medical portal.
This kit right here, it's called the Jace case.
Jace Medical, they can supply you with emergency antibiotics.
If somebody gets really sick, that might be the only thing that can save their life.
And it's full of the top 5 antibiotics that we would need in an emergency situation.
It's an actual doctor that's prescribing you to this. It can be tailored for you specifically.
Getting our Jace case was super simple. We just went on their website, filled out a short form. It was reviewed by a board-certified physician, and then he wrote the prescription and mailed this to us from a real pharmacy.
This is a great addition to your medical kit.
And it's